Welcome, beloveds, as today we have entered our beautiful Friday future podcast. This is episode 30, and I invite you to come into the sacred presence with me. Sit as your spine aligns and your feet are rooted and root anchored deep into the molten center of Mama Earth. As I open this, I call upon the Earth Mothers, Ashe, Ah, keeper of truth, balance, rise from the red soils of Ghana. Sedina, Ocean Mother of the Inuit, come to the water and reveal the drowned secrets. Danu, Mother of the Mist and Stone, whisperer of ancient memory that is in our hearts. And I call upon the dragon spirits, air, fire, earth, water, forest, and cosmic. Circle this space today with your protection. I call upon my ancestors. I see you, I feel you, the ones who are silent, are enslaved, are burned, are buried. You are rising within us today. Your vigilance is not of violence, but of truth and clarity. And your vengeance is not one of harm. It is one of enlightenment. And I call upon my listeners today, protect your space, light your candle, clutch your crystals, draw your sigils, because what I'm about to say to you today is the medicine and the match. Let's get into it. Hi, everybody. Ashe, oh, aho. Blessed be. Welcome. Today is just that day. Like I'm already got the goosebumpies going. It's hot outside, so I know I'm not cold. And it's that feeling that you get when you invoke the spirits, when you invoke the ancestors, when you call upon their grace to come in and help protect your space. And everything is really foggy and hazy because I just finished doing my smudge. So it should start to kind of move out here soon. Hopefully. We shall see. So let's talk about it. I brought out two decks today that we're gonna work with. And these are new decks that I got for Mother's Day, which I'm loving already. And it's the Path of Horror and the Dark Goddesses Oracle deck. Because they seem to work in conjunction with each other very, very well. Like they really do mirror each other. Um, like I have other decks that like I pair with certain Oracle decks, and those really do just like they ring true together. And so I love this combo right here for me. Um, so oh sisters, sisters, sisters. Oh my gosh. Let us get into this. There's no denying this anymore, what I'm about to say. We are on the descending arc of the empire that is the US. Plain and simple. The signs are loud, they're tangible. We're living in a moment where the veils have not just thinned, but they have torn. We can see the tears. And I keep getting shown this over and over and over in all of my visions, like it's static on an old television screen. And then suddenly, wham, a flash of it. The US is becoming a wasteland, and it will get worse. And I'm not talking just about physically, I'm talking like spiritually. This whole Christian national, this whole thing, oh my gosh. The soul of our country is being siphoned through policies, through fear, through silence. It's just, it's bad. And today's May 16th, and I can say as of today, you look around this country, we are in what they call a soft martial law. And don't get it twisted. Okay. Just because it's soft doesn't mean it won't squeeze the breath from your lungs. There are already zones of invisible occupation happening around the country. We're seeing it in Kansas, we're seeing it in Oklahoma. And we are truly watching this high surveillance that is happening in Black and brown communities, or the the inner cities. We see the drones that they've been using in like urban zones. We've seen them ripping people out of their cars, their homes. We're watching women become human incubators. We're watching women die because of draconian rules. We're watching our communities be terrorized with commercials on the television and on the radio telling us that you must register as an undocumented citizen of this country, or telling you if you leave now, you may be able to come back. And now their newest harebrained ideas, we'll give you $1,000 to self-deport. Oh, sisters, it is getting way worse than what we are seeing. And this is all creeping up slowly and methodically, and it is very much calculated. So in my visions, what I keep seeing is like this beginning phase of what I want to call like the Wasteland timeline. And it's not new by any means. We see it all over the country, the world right now. There are places that are in absolute ruin. Like I said, this is not new. We are watching the layers of colonialization collapse, and it is beginning to metastasize into something more insidious, something more darker. And this is the virus that I've been talking about that is beginning to mutate. See, now everybody's starting to kind of become numb now to the antics of the day. So I want to talk about what the future holds for us. This is Friday, our Monday, Wednesday, podcast. Mondays are the past, Wednesdays are the present, Fridays are our future. So I want to get into what is crow confirmations, what today really signifies for us. And it has to do with Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem calling for the removal of habeas corpus. Now, if you don't know what habeas corpus means, I suggest you Google it, learn about it. It is one of the fundamentals of our foundation that we brought over to establish the New World. And I believe it's like not of my not of my skin. Let's Google it together. But habeas corpus, I should have had this before we even sat down today. You have the body. That is what it means. You have the body. And it is in Latin, Old Latin. And this week I want to talk about it because this week I have seen it happen. I really try to stay off all of the social medias and the internet sites and the web news and all that because I'm trying to focus in on my spiritual power and how I can evolve that plus my business. So I try to stay away from it. But buried underneath like the fun stuff, the interesting stuff, the entertainment, the stuff that keeps your mind occupied, um, underneath all the celebrity gossip reports that we have going on over Diddy's trial and all of that. And underneath these manufactured distractions, like what's going on with the FAA, came something more terrifying in my eyes. And that is Stephen Miller and Kristi Noem on this new surfboard of evil is that they want to suspend habeas corpus. And this is literally like a death spell on our democracy, plain and simple. And one of the first things I want to talk about is like who they will use it against first. This morning we woke up and we have news that they want James Comey, former FBI director, to be arrested on attempting to assassinate the president because he did a tweet or Truth Social or whatever the hell they are on, where he lined up shells on a beach and it was only four numbers and it was 8747. If you're in the ghetto, you know what 187 is. So take away the one. That's what they're like, oh, he's trying to totally just like assassinate the dude. And it's like, this is okay. So we've got a judge that's already been arrested, right? So let's break that down. Habeas corpus is the legal right to appear before a judge when you've been detained. Your right to challenge unlawful imprisonment. And without it, they can just pick you up, hold you, and disappear you. No warrant, no charges, no trial, just poof, a blip that once was gone. So for many people, especially us like spiritual folk, Afro-Indigenous bloodlines, LGBTQIA plus, undocumented, the poor, the homeless, the disabled. This is an alert. I'm telling you right now, this is the alert. It is a rationalization binding. I'm sorry, rationalization. A rationalized binding of your free spirit. So you must protect your name, your voice, your rights. And I say you begin now with your protections. Record everything. Prep, get a go bag. Create spiritual and mundane plans for if you have to hide, if you have to run, and if you have to stand and speak. There's something else that is aligning with all of this. And this is the stuff going on at the Vatican. There's a vibration that has started. under the Vatican, a resonance, a frequency. And it's coming from the temples that are below the Vatican, of which they built the Vatican on top of, in order to hide our truths. So in this vision that I've had, I saw these ancient stones beneath the Vatican trembling like that. Like it's like that. You can hear it, but it's faint. And so like there's hidden city beneath the Vatican, there's buried temple systems that are older than Rome itself. These are the Earth Mother's temples. This is where Danu's voice still echoes, where serpents of light once curled around priestesses' arms in sacred song. But here's the horror. The Vatican knows. They've actively been suppressing the vibrational field of these temples as they begin to admit them. They are using the iron constructs and leaded gates to muffle the resonance. Because if people heard, I mean, truly, truly heard the frequency like we are, wow. The frequency of our forgotten mothers, they would all wake up instantly, one by one, leaving the meat bags for us to see clearly. The sun. The church fears our activation, guys. So they built this fortress of white lies on top of black magic evil that they have created in opposition of us. You know, the church, the Bible. Many of the hymns in the Bible, once again, sung in Latin, were reprogramming to steal and seal people into the spiritual cages, force their hand and domination of their one true belief system. See, I believe that those that are evil, Page of Skulls, I love that. Those that are evil have masterminded the church. And they believe that once they can control all, they will have the ultimate power. So they are reprogramming it to seal us into these spiritual cages. They're veiled in their robes. All the restrictions they apply. Those were tactics to silence the psychic world, the psychic voice, and to begin to bind the divine feminine power. This is why our temples, why our altars, why our songs were all demonized. But do hear me. You can't silence or erase the vibrations because it's encoded in our bones, in our DNA. And each of us The high priestesses of the temples were remembering, we're seeing, we're hearing, and the temples are calling us. And they are rising again every single day. So, where does this leave the next avenue that I saw? As we end on that message, Queen of Skulls. I love how she focused. She was like, focus. The next part of that avenue of the vision that I saw was Trump's greed and this wasteland prophecy. See, bringing these South Africans over that have no skill set in what they say is farming, having no understanding of how this country works, but think that they're oppressed because they can't enjoy their whiteness. I see these farms that they put JD Vance and all them. They had these farms that were about to be foreclosed throughout our country on this app. And he's been on that app way before they ever picked him for vice president. And they've been pushing this app at these white South Africans, trying to bribe them into buying farmland. And so a lot of the Trump supporters in the Midwest who had big farms are now seeing their farms being foreclosed. And when they welcomed those 50 so far with open arms, a congressman, a a high-ranking government official from Health and Human Services or Homeland Security or whatever the fucking hell he was from, talking about we welcome you. We are so happy you are here. We will do everything we can. Don't you worry, don't you fret. Giving them money that is unlimited because they are in South Africa considered the trash. Even those that had the thick, only white views have said that these people are the outcasts. They are the ones that can't move forward, can't evolve, can't coexist or any of that. And so they're giving them those farms and really like these are people that don't know how to do anything. So those farms in the Midwest are going to become wasteland. Donald Trump is just a man. He is a symbol of spiritual rot. He's a golem of greed, animated by the collective shadow that is this empire. They're trying to force down our throat. So in my vision, I saw in his hand melting into gold coins, his hands melting into gold coins. But every coin bore his screaming face. And so for me, that felt like he is the root cancer that is feeding off of all of this chaos. And he's allowing these people to craft these executive orders in the darkest of dark places. They're literally rewriting history with executive orders. Don't you know that Trump just officially allowed Mother's Day to be a national holiday? It's always been a national holiday. That's why it's called Mother's Day. But I digress because he is just a portal. He is just a vessel. He is for an ancient imperial spirit that is of consumption and devours. Almost like the story of Osiris, how he has to fight the evil off every night, the darkness every night. That is Trump. He is not Osiris. He is the evil that comes every night. So as we sit here and we watch and we have to suffer through with some of this, one of the big things that he's enforcing is this new English only ideology. And it's already paved the way for his nationalist whitewashed regime. And our communities will be faced with the lingis logistical genocide. Linguist linguist still I can't say it today. He's trying to take our native tongues. Language is spirit. To silence native tongues is to cut off our ancestral lifelines. And I say wasteland because you look at everything that he's doing, these rolling back of drinking water. He's dismantling environmental protections at breakneck speed. And only those who are spiritually armored are going to survive this. Cities are now being reduced to concrete ghosts. He's trying to turn the US into a profit farm with no soul, no green, no music. And this is my wasteland prophecy that I see is the land will mourn. Like she's already starting to cry and rage. We'll see the animals weep. And the only those who are spiritually armored again will be the ones that survive. So what do you watch for? Here are some markers that I've seen that are kind of like etched like a flame in my mind. The one of the things you need to watch out for coming up are sudden and unexplained detentions of protesters, judges, law enforcement, the ones that they can vanish and do it quietly. You're going to start seeing more AI drones in the air, and they're going to be saying, no, these are just new weather surveillances. So begin to watch the skies if you haven't already. They're going to start restricting spiritual gatherings that are outside of the box that they've created for the Christian nationalists. They will label us as cults and try to dissolve all of our circles. The water privatization will begin to surge. Water will become war. So if you live on a property that has um, a spring or a well, guard it with your life. Digital currency mandates, this will be the financial leash that they'll have on everybody's neck because the dollar is so unsafe. These monies, these physical monies are so unsafe, you know. We've got Starlink. Starlink will save us, which is hooked up to Neuralink. Okay. You want to know what Elon is all about? Go watch the movie Kingsman. He is Valentine. Okay. He is not super uber smart like Valentine. He just hires the right people, but his vision is darker than anything we could ever envision. The other thing you're going to start seeing are false flag events to justify curfews. Manufacturing of chaos breeds submission. Okay. So you start to see all these extra violent things happening on the street. Know that they could be being created in order to instill the fear in you. That's why he invited 50 of El Chapo's family members to come here to the US last week at the top cost of $5 million a head. Okay? El Chapo, his family, his sons, the psychopaths that were running the cartel after his father was arrested. Okay? The ones that helped dig the tunnel, not help, ones that forced the digging of the tunnel so that his father could escape not once, but twice or three times. Twice or three times. Can't remember. One of the two. And if you don't think that those cartel leaders coming here to America aren't here to help manufacture these red false flag um, events to justify them moving further and further into this deportation and all of that, please stay on that side of the line because over here on this side of the line, we see it for what it is. There are going to be more language bans. They already started it with the Department of Transportation for truck drivers. This is to ensure that non-English tongue is a code red. Code red. Lock them up. Grab them. Get them. So be mindful of that. Wow. 7 of Hell's Fire. Look at the chaos. It's like he's fanning it too, right? With the, yep. And the crows they're trying to save just a little scrap of everything. Come on. There we go. Crows up in the top. Not crazy. Just crazy. So that's what you watch for, okay? When you start to really understand this and you start to feel this, one of the biggest things that you can do is realize that you are not helpless. For fuck's sake, you're a witch. Your priestesses, your healers, your prophets, your seers. Don't let nobody take that from you. This is what we incarnated for today, this timeline. So here's what you can do to strengthen your protection. Okay. Go out, activate your land. Whether you rent or own, activate that land around you. How do you do it? You walk on it barefoot. You sing to it. You hold it. You touch it, concrete or not. You leave little offerings. Give it some water. Sweep the dust from it. Keep it clean. Wake the dragons that are beneath us. Call them forth. Guard your spiritual name. If you have a spiritual name, you keep that guarded. You keep that close. You don't give that out. Only share your true name with those that you have deep trust with. Otherwise, give me a government name. Keep copies of all your rituals, your protections, and any of your sacred codes, any of that, any of that, any of the people that you have community contact with, put it in code, but put it in your book. Keep these copies, okay? It's also time to circle up. Close your circle. It is time to close it. Small groups of 3 or 5. I, because I'm a daughter of Hecate, would say 3, 6, or 9. 9 being the absolute most. And even then, you're pushing it. This will allow you a community to be able to continue to work your magic, work your rituals. It'll give you a chance to share different herbs, different crystals. You'll be able to, commune back and forth with one another. It'll also give you a chance to, as a community, create plans of safety. Make sure every night you're doing a shielding around your aura using, salt. Salt is a great one. Always on your front doorway, you want your line of protection, your salt line. At your rear door, you want your salt line. If you have this feeling of impending coming, salt line your windows. Use your dragon's blood, resin, grind it up into a powder, sprinkle it. Make sure you have some obsidian chunks. You want some good chunks, okay, around you. And anything that you will use for an ancestral invocation. As you see behind me, right there, the monkey on my back, my demon guide, Sitari, always got my back. So I'm going to make sure I grab him on my way out. Okay. If you have a native tongue, maybe you don't know it, begin to learn it. Learn phrases that you need for your invocations, your incantations. Learn your tongue. And again, refuse to ever be erased. Don't allow them to take what we are finally starting to regain. And remember that we were born for this timeline. The dragons didn't come for tea. They came for reckoning. And we are the daughters of reckoning. The dark empaths. Remember, you are not small. You're a ripple of every one of your ancestors who refused to bow. 4 of Viking horns. Oh, I love that. It's like our ancestor tied in a box, or maybe in his tomb. There we go. In his temple. That is beautiful. You are the prayer and the flame, the ash and the altar. You are the temple. You are the ritual. You were chosen for this timeline not to suffer anymore, but from here on out to ignite, to be the flame, the light on the top of the hill, the beacon. You carry the key to the gate that they tried to lock. So you can say this with me. I'm going to say it. You can pause it as I say it. So you can say it. Say it in your mind's eye as I tell my beautiful priestesses in my group. I am sacred. I am sovereign. And I remember who I am. I am sacred. I am sovereign. And I remember who I am. So with that, I want to close. Let's give us a dark goddess. There we go. Wow. Dalnim, the goddess of courage. Dalnim, courage. That is your message. So let's see what the book says. The meaning is new opportunities are coming your way. It takes courage to make the most of these new offerings. Dalnum reminds us to be brave and push aside self-doubt. It can be scary coming out of your comfort zone, but exciting new possibilities await you there. You are stronger than you realize, so keep climbing upwards. And with that, I want to close this circle. May the Earth Mothers guide our bones. May the dragons circle your spirit. May the ancestors ride the winds to whisper the truth into your dreams. May you never, ever again forget your magic and your medicine. Oh, Asheo, blessed be. And as I close, I want you to remember one thing. This is why I named my podcast the What I Did. Because, sisters, remember, always. And they lied. But we remember. Thank you. And I'll see you guys on my next one.